I'm Mark Hart with Split Wig Entertainment and Sound Destruction. Video projection, live sound with bands or live DJs. Karaoke, I can DJ your wedding, I can DJ your grandma's birthday party for you if you want me to. Maybe it's just an anniversary. Divorces are pretty f***ing popular too. But, I probably shouldn't have said that. No matter what your event is, big or small, indoors, outdoors, nighttime, daytime, doesn't matter. I can help you out. Just give me a call.
Call Mark now at 419-767-0011.
You are listening to ZTO-Radio.
Everybody should get off often and well, right? It's a healthy thing. Yeah. I feel like it's a lot easier as a woman. You know, like I could just dash into the bathroom stall at the office and DJ the DJ the DJ. I got that backwards. Just take care of business, lickety-split, no questions asked. If I'm in there a couple extra minutes, they probably just think I'm taking a selfie.
Welcome to Zombie Takeover Radio. I'm Frank. We got old Uncle Ray McGuff over here. And our guest today is Mark Hart from Split Wig Entertainment. Call him up if you need live sound.
Get your wig split.
Now, we planned on doing an episode for a while, and so I wrote this. What I saw was somebody was basically saying that people should not shame people who are drug addicts. And I don't think you should be mean to drug addicts, but they should feel shame, right? Like a little bit. I think that's maybe the only way that you can get over the hump a little bit.
Here's the thing, dude. I'm not going to walk down the street and spit on you because you're a drug addict, but I don't like the excuses for being a drug addict. I don't feel empathy or sympathy for their predicament.
Yeah.
But that in itself, you should feel a little shame.
I mean,
but
I think you require it to be like, oh yeah, I am in a fucked up place. I got to get over this. Well, I'm going to read exactly what I wrote like 2 weeks ago. Let's see how it sounds, because I might feel different.
So this is you raging?
Yeah, whatever. Can we please take a step back from our overly woke worldview and stop calling addiction a disease and start calling it a situation? I know several people personally who are either currently struggling with opiate addiction or have dealt with it and are now back living happy lives. I think when you call addiction a disease, you are not only taking something away from people who have legit diseases they are dealing with every day, and it takes away from some of the power required to overcome the addict's situation. These people addicted to heroin, meth, etc. are more likely adult people who have made some bad decisions and find themselves in a messy lifestyle of sickness and depression that they cannot dig themselves out of. Nobody in the history of drug use has become addicted to drugs on accident. You got to do enough drugs on your own before you can become addicted to them. Nobody's ever went out in a public space and come home addicted to heroin. Not like just immediately. It doesn't happen like that, I don't think. Like how you would catch bronchitis or something. These drug addict apologists, they need to get over themselves. No adult human needs another adult human to speak on their behalf, just because they like to get a little loopy on crystal meth. They do some funny shit sometimes, so I'm gonna fucking laugh every once in a while when when a drug addict does some crazy thing, and you read about it in the paper. Like, we talk about it all the time on Strange Findings and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like weird drug shit. But I just think that there's too much shame and negative stigmas to drug addiction because it's a disease. There should be negative stigmas to it, I think. I don't know. I was just ranting about that for whatever reason, because it's always an argument. Like, is it a disease? Is it not a disease? It's a situation, man, that you find yourself in after you made a series of bad decisions. That's the way I look at it. And it is physically...
There are studies that show that people are predisposed, certain people genetically, to having addiction.
Right.
Easily susceptible to addiction. But I'm addicted to caffeine, you know.
Well, I'm addicted to nicotine.
Nicotine, there are levels of addiction. And should you feel shame? if you've done shameful things, then yes, you should feel shame.
If you're stealing your family's shit and selling it for your habit,
yeah,
I mean, that's pretty rough lifestyle. I don't know.
you should feel shame.
I just don't want. Everybody's always arguing about it. It's like pineapple on pizza and shit.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about pineapple on pizza? What's that?
I love it.
You do?
Yeah, I love ham and pineapple on
What do you
pizza.
say?
Dude, I make pizza with pineapple
Yeah.
on it. When I smoke a pork butt, I always turn it into some barbecue pizza with some
Oh, yeah.
onions and pineapple and barbecue
That
sauce.
sounds delicious.
Yeah, that sounds
Some
amazing.
banana peppers. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the point in getting so mad about people like that weird shit on their pizzas sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
What's your deal? Like, what's it matter to you if they've got pineapple pizzas?
It's
know?
it's the same argument when people argue about it's soda or pop. Like,
Right.
That's a big. People will die on that hill. They'll be like, it's soda. It's fucking pop. Who cares? I say soda because pop sounds weird to me when I say it.
It is
But
soda.
I don't give a fuck how you say it. I don't.
That's what the product is soda.
It's like
It's made from soda water, you know? That's the thing. Pop is some hillbilly thing that people made up, and it's a fizzy poppy deal.
well, and then some places
And then
call
they come
everything Coke. So
Yeah, way down south. Like, was it a friend of mine was down in Alabama or somewhere?
Yeah.
Georgia maybe. But yeah, that's.
Well, I
they
think
called
they do
everything
in-
Coke. You want a Coke? And then it brought like an orange crush. You know?
yeah, I think in Philadelphia or whatever. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong area. They'll go get a water, ice, and Coke or whatever. Is that how they talk? How do they talk? A water ice?
A water ace and kick?
Does that sound right?
Is that a Philadelphia
Water
accent?
ice? Where do they have water ices at? Have you heard that before?
No.
It's like a.
Well, what other kind of ice is it?
Yeah.
A water ice is like a slushy thing. It's like a snow cone kind of thing, but it's in like Philadelphia or some specific area, and that's how they say it. And I
The
think
whole
they
rest
say
of the world just calls them slushies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever call it a water ice. I
Dude.
think I would smack you if you called it.
When's the
water
last time you had a slushy, like an actual slushy?
about 2 weeks ago,
How was it?
it was fucking awesome.
Was it?
Man, nice hot day at work.
I got one the other day from the Dairy Queen on the hill over there.
I believe that's the actual term.
Is it
name,
what it's called?
The Dairy Queen on the hill.
I don't know. Who knows?
You know, Hill Dairy Queen.
I went to a Dairy Queen and got a slushie, and it was like, it was like a zinging sweet. It was so sweet. It was crazy.
That's why we get them.
And there wasn't that much ice in it, which was like, I was like, what?
So they just gave you half a cup
A
of
lot of-
syrup.
lot
It was a lot of syrup in
Yeah.
it. That's for sure. Which
All
I
the
got.
slushes at Kenton are horrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
had
You know
one in
what
years.
though? The fucking shakes at that place, man.
Oh,
God damn, peanut butter chocolate shake. You got that going?
I got a banana milkshake with fudge on it from there 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It was phenomenal.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, while we're plugging them,
Yeah.
the Dairy Queen on the hill,
Dairy Queen
the
on the
official
hill.
name. They have like foot-long coney dogs, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. But they have shaggy dogs. Do you know what that
Barbecue,
is?
barbecue sauce.
Yeah, you get that on there, and you fucking put cheese on it.
Yeah.
It's a flavor explosion.
I used to get their barbecue beef sandwiches, 2 of them, and a shredded chicken sandwich with cheese.
It's like $12.
Yeah, it was like I handed them a 20, and they're just like, "Have a good day."
Dude, I don't like the barbecue beef anymore.
I haven't
I
had
make
one
my
in
own
years from
nowadays. If I'm doing barbecue beef, you can make it so cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you make a roast, just plop a roast in, a beef roast in, let it sit in a slow cooker. Do you have a slow cooker?
Oh yeah, I've got 2.
Yeah.
I have a pressure
Dude, I
cooker.
just don't like it at all, man. The meat's got a weird kind
yeah.
of sock texture to it. And then I
Yeah.
just don't like the barbecue flavor. It's just watered down, kind of
I don't know, man.
smoky gross.
If I'm in the right mood for some shit food, that's where I go. Like, just, you always feel like garbage afterwards.
The Dairy Queen on the hill. If you're in the mood for some shit food, come on through.
Listen, it'll
At
make
Red
you...
Lobster prices.
Yeah.
It is expensive.
You want to eat gourmet for a night, really impress your date, take her to the Dairy Queen on the hill. It'll cost you $20, and that hand job later on will be worth it.
What is the best local restaurant while we're talking about local food?
You guys have lived here a lot longer, you know, but I've eaten at Salsa's twice, and I've had a great experience both times.
It's pretty good.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't used to like it there for a while. But the last couple times I went, it was pretty good. I got fish tacos last time.
I did too, actually. The last time I went.
It was fun. Just there's nothing here in town to fucking eat.
Yeah.
I was going to say, as far as restaurants go, you got that, and then me and Heather went to Basil's, which
How's that?
How was that? I wondered.
it was good.
Pricey as hell.
No, I mean no, dude. No, I mean you're going to a restaurant, you're sitting down. If you can spend less than $20 a person, which it was less than $20 a person,
That's a pretty good
and
deal.
I picked one of their more expensive dishes. It was just, I'd like to see a second side on the menu.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just a small menu, which I understand. You're trying to get started. You don't want to have a lot of food waste.
Right.
But Heather, hers was good. Mine was good. It was just the other three things. I was like, so
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I'll tell you
If they
what,
could stay open a couple more years.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll have to eat up there. I still have
They just
Captain.
reopened, I think. They closed and reopened.
I didn't know that.
Very strange. I think
Well, not
ownership
really.
changed or something.
Dude, it's the same problem every store has in this town. You get these nice little storefronts uptown, and they want to charge an ungodly amount for rent.
Oh yeah.
So when you're a small mom and pop business, and your rent is 4 digits,
Yeah.
you know, how can you afford to sell? I mean, first you got to buy your supply.
Yeah.
Then you got to pay the electric. Then you got to pay $1,000 rent. So you got to sell $5,000 a month
Why
worth of
wouldn't
stuff to break even.
Why wouldn't
Yeah.
they make it like a really reasonable rate to rent those so we have a nice downtown? There was a fucking deli down
And
there.
then you
that I didn't even know about.
open.
Do you remember that?
The one that didn't even open.
I knew about it when it closed. Like that's how fucking bad it was.
Well, they had the one store uptown that they were fixing to open, and it was going to be a deli, and then they were talking about selling guns there. And
I like that. Sandwiches and guns. That's awesome.
Right. Right. I was like, yeah, that's a hell of a stop.
Yeah.
But it never really even, there again, man, it takes you 2 or 3 months to get open.
And let me ask you guys
Rent's
a
not
question.
free while you're getting it open.
You guys have that. It's a high rent, right? It's a beautiful downtown. Then why aren't these places ever open either? You know how many times I've tried to go to the nerd room since I moved in here because I want to see what they got there. It's never fucking open.
What is the nerd room?
It's
I've seen it. I've seen the
It's
building.
got computer parts and it says it's what I. Hey nerd, come in here. All right, but I can never fucking get there when
Do you
they're
ever go
open.
down to that bookstore? There's a
No.
bookstore.
Yeah, I was trying to tell my sister about that too. She never even heard of it.
Yeah.
How do you have a business and nobody's ever heard of it?
I don't know.
But one guy.
Well, it's right down from my mother-in-law's salon.
Okay.
So my son will walk down there and get books.
I'm gonna
sometimes.
go there. I need to know the name of it though. Do you know the name of it?
The bookstore.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've driven downtown. I didn't see it, so
Yeah.
I thought maybe I was wrong on it. But
I didn't know there was one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to what's the Jimmy's Pizza? Is that what it is? Is it called the Book Nook? I don't know. Look it up, Ken.
Is it
I don't
coffee?
know.
Where is
Does
it?
it have a coffee cup on it?
Well,
No.
where is it? I mean, you got the upholstery store, you got Jimmy's, you got Golden Image there.
It's right
So is it
in
the
that-
old carpet store?
Yeah.
It's in the
I
old
think
carpet
so.
store.
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Well-
Kenton changes a lot.
Yeah, I want to go now. Next time you guys go, call
Well,
me.
that carpet store was there for 30 years. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I want to say somebody died, and then the guy that was helping keep it going had so much business more over at Marion. I think they just had to close it because they
Right.
couldn't keep them both going.
Yeah. It sucks though because I've seen a lot of businesses come and go. There was a record store uptown for a little bit that was cool.
Yeah.
There was that video game store I went up to a few times. I actually had a gift card. Somebody gave me a gift card for up there. Or no, they gave me a gift card for credit because I traded some shit in and they closed before I could even use it up.
That is awesome.
Yeah, but Kenton, it's hard to bring a business here. I'll tell you that much. But the ones that have been around forever are surprising to me. Like what was that? Joanne's or
Fabrics.
Crafts or whatever it is downtown.
Well, yeah, costume store.
Yeah, the costume store is an anomaly to me.
I don't understand it.
I don't know.
Hats off to you guys. So.
They're open by schedule only. I think you have to like schedule an appointment to come through there. How often do you sell costumes to have a storefront? I don't know.
Well, I used to know the guy that used to have the other costume store,
Right.
and a lot of his revenue came from
Online?
Yeah, he would buy a bunch of costumes in bulk and get them for $1 a piece, 50 cents a piece. Turn around and sell them for $4 or $5 a piece on eBay or whatnot.
I see.
That makes sense.
So then you can. It just. I'm like, it doesn't seem like it'd be worth it.
Right,
you know?
I just imagine there's somebody that Saturday morning. Shit, I need a costume.
In this town,
Yeah.
it seems like the most bizarre thing. It'd be like if I opened up I don't know.
Dude, I've got to get ready to go to that costume shop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing some mother-son dance. It's a 2-day event at the Y.
Uh-huh.
It's a superhero theme, so I just got to go there and they'll hook me up with a costume.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, we'll see if they got one that fits.
Does that guy? Does that weird you guys out though? These father-son or father-daughter dances and mother-daughter, mother-son dances.
I don't know.
I just think it's kind of odd. Like my parents would have never taken me to something like that. I just don't know. You know.
I know a lot of people who've done it, and it makes sense to me, kind of having a daughter. I don't know. It's not like a romantic thing.
No,
but
it just seems like
it's
you
like
get all dressed up to go dance.
It's
with
like
each
an
other.
old timey kind of. I don't know, like.
Believe me, dude, it's more about the kids running around and having a good
Having
time.
fun.
Honestly, that's 95% of it. The
That makes
5%
sense.
you just being there with them so they can do it.
There's not a lot of occasions where, there's not a lot of father-daughter events, whereas there's a lot of father-son things like golf things or whatever.
Yeah.
This is to
true.
find some sort of common ground or build a bond bridge.
I just know that my parents would do stuff like, my dad would wake me up when I was a kid and go, "Hey, you're skipping school today," and then we'd go to a museum,
Yeah.
and then to lunch or something.
Like
And
you
he-
and your sister?
Yeah, and then he would do this
Okay.
then the next month to my sister.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like every month, but
Yeah.
where my mom would wake me up and go, "Hey, why don't you stay home today and we'll make biscuits and gravy, I'll show you how to do
Oh,
stuff."
now I
You know?
want to eat that.
And then like my sister would get time with my dad. So I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense in that aspect. It just to me never made sense like to have such a. But I guess you get to meet other kids too if you're a kid, and that would be cool. I guess.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's just a community thing. I don't know. It's a tale as old as time, right?
oh, all right. Timeless.
Anyways, let's take a break and listen to some music. I don't know what we're gonna listen to.
We're gonna play the new Down.
No, we're not. No,
My bad.
I'll tell you what. I don't. There's certain people I won't even play anymore because they'll fucking get me, like,
There's a new Tool album
blocked on.
coming out.
Like, there's certain bands locally that if I put them in on an episode of this show, it'll just on Facebook it'll just mute their song because of their copyright thing.
Yeah.
Even though they might want me to play the song, I can't. So I don't play certain bands anymore because it just happens that way.
Well,
Yeah.
up next is Phil Anselmo talking about Down's new song.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I've had shit pop up that I've posted from 3 or 4 years ago that all of a sudden they're like, your video's been blocked. And I was like, what video?
Yeah.
I had to go back and look and be like, man, that was 4 years ago. I was working in a bar.
A bunch of my Billy Corgan videos from when I went and saw Smashing Pumpkins got muted.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Anyways, let's listen to some music that's not gonna get us blocked or whatever. We'll be right back.
Hey, have you seen the fuck is wrong with you? I can't remember this shit. Does everything with you have to be a fucking test?
It ain't fucking him, dude. It ain't fucking him. Ride a fucking bike, cause he took my SSI. Fucking bike, bitch. Took my SSI. Whitney fucking left. Whitney fucking left. Ride a fucking bitch. Fucking SSI. You fucking SSI. Bruce is fucking good. Lazy fuckers. Lazy fuckers. Lazy fuckers. Yeah, yeah. Ha, yeah. Katrina let me, but Winnie won't let me. I wanna ride the bike, but Gary won't let me. Get my ass high. Fucking die, bitch! Man, I'm gonna say you what, I work with the cast lobster, I'll tell you what. Man, fucking park my bike in the fucking road. Motherfucker. Bitch.
Bip 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 a dip a doo. This just in. We're back. This is ZTO-Radio. I'm Ray McGuff.
Hey, I'm Frank. You got Mark.
Hey, I'm Mark, man.
Mark, we're back. We took a little break. Listened to some new Down.
Not listen to Down.
Sorry, I thought we were.
Oddly enough, I don't think Down would get us blocked for some reason.
No, because Phil's
They're
cool.
just that cool about it.
Phil's cool. But yeah, so Frank wanted me to bring it in, and I did, and I'm going to start a topic.
Sure.
And hopefully we won't get angry with each other. We can all have differing opinions.
What is this?
Did you guys watch the Democratic national debates?
Fuck no.
No.
No?
No.
Then this will be all me. Because I did.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
That's my opinion on it.
Do you have you guys are aware of most of there's like 25 candidates.
Nope.
So.
And that's kind of the problem too, is that there's 25 candidates.
I've heard names. I've got a Tulsi Gabbard. That's a person.
Yeah.
There's of course we got Bernie, and Trump is another person.
Trump isn't doing the debates though, because he's on the other side.
No, he's already going to win. You see, what has happened is, no matter how you look at it, there's a bunch of butterflies, right? There's like too many. Everybody's enchanted by the butterflies. But Trump's still just going to win.
What a great scenario.
I don't know. I don't care.
Mark, I just wanted to ask you in general, though, do you think that having this much diversity has any effect on anything? Like, the way I look at it is there's like this whole diverse field of people, but I still could give a shit about any of them because none of them have stuck out to me. How do you feel?
It's kind of like watching soccer. You got a bunch of assholes you don't know running in circles doing the same thing that each other are. They're all doing the same thing. They're all saying the same thing.
Right.
They're all dressing the same. They're all acting the same. And it doesn't make fucking like no sense.
Right.
Just no sense, dude. Because they all want to. I'm a Democrat. Okay?
Right.
And I can't get behind a single one of these assholes.
Right.
I'm generally politically mostly correct. You know, I'm more than willing to let people be how people want to be.
Right.
But these guys want to outdo each other on, let's see how far we can push the politically correct button. Let's find the most fucking ridiculous thing that we can find, and let's say that's what our champion's gonna be today.
Right.
That's where they're fucking themselves, man. They just need to get back to just, we've got some problems, we need some things fixed. We don't need to worry about men pissing in women's restrooms.
Right.
We don't need to worry about boys getting to wrestle against girls and take state championships away from girls. We don't,
Right.
that's why Trump's president, because these guys want to just outshine the next fart.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, and that's what they're doing, man. It's they get so far gone wanting to just outmaneuver each other. Just, you know what? I can be more politically correct than you. Well, why don't we just be decent people?
Right.
And then let's just start with that.
Yeah.
I don't need to have a boy weightlifting against a girl and being like, oh well, yeah, he lifted. Oh, she lifted 125 pounds more than the nearest competitor. Well, yes, because she's got balls,
right,
and testosterone. And
yeah, I saw a video that was, I think it was a girl transitioning to a man, but she was taking testosterone. And she just was kicking this girl's ass, like beat her ass. And then I saw a fucking, because you brought it up to me last night online, so I looked up a couple because I forgot there was that UFC fight too that was a transgender male to female transgender person fighting a woman, and just fucking,
it wasn't close.
No, it ended her with like a brutal knee to the jugular vein, like just pressing down on it, and fucking, she's like, oh shit, you saw in her eyes, she was like, I'm gonna die if I don't tap. So it was very much, and then that has to be, they have to figure something out with that, because that's crazy. Like, if you're gonna say, yeah, fine, you're a woman in pedestrian life, but when you step into a steel cage, things change. And you still have you still have the hunter instinct that naturally men have. You can't, you have the hormones. I almost said hemorrhoids. You have the hemorrhoids of a man. Yeah. But no.
There's a reason why the man brings the refrigerator into the house and the women pick it out at the store.
Right.
Because we are physically larger. We are generally physically stronger.
Right.
We're more adept to. Not in all cases. You're right. There's
a lot of strong women out there.
There are. There absolutely are.
All I know is that most women could pick a refrigerator up, and I couldn't. So I don't know what that puts me in what category, but I'll pick it out for you, ladies.
But as far as those same people, like you said, in everyday pedestrian life, you be exactly how whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Seriously, it doesn't affect me, so I don't care.
Well, the whole thing was the second night of this, or really the fourth debate, they started ganging up on Joe Biden, and I'm like, look, this is the dude that has the shot at winning against Trump. And you know why? All these other people are great, like you're saying. They'll have their little outshine moments that are they're spectacular. But there's a way to win the White House, and it doesn't involve all the Democrats. You have to get independent voters. You have to win some Republican votes. You have to do that. Your job as a leader is to bring people together, right? So even if there's people you're never going to get on each side, but your job is to call the middle, and then you get those votes and go through, right? Joe Biden can do that. He can talk to the average dude in Pennsylvania, and he can go to California and raise $30 million. He's likable on that, but these guys were like going after him for shit that he did 50 years ago. He's been in politics for 50 years.
I wish people would vote based on more of an all-encompassing viewpoint, because almost everybody votes for one thing or another. Like, they'll hang their hat on abortion, or they'll hang their hat on I don't know, like with Biden, there'll probably fucking be a lot of people that are like, I'm not voting for that dude because he hugs people weird.
Right. He's from the 50s.
He's a
60s.
serial hugger.
Yeah. He hugs women and kisses them on their forehead like he's your grandpa. He's weird. That's a weird behavior, but it's from a different time period, so you can't hold it against him.
I mean, some people probably vote based on what comic books these people read.
Right.
That right there, the statement you just said, though, they're from a different time period.
Right.
I was talking with my cousin about this spring or last fall. There's age limits for political office. There's minimum age limits. I truly have, especially over the last few years, I believe there should be maximum age limits as well. Because once you get to be a certain age, I don't care how much you try to stay in touch.
Yeah.
You're not.
Right.
You're just not. You might. Nancy Pelosi. She might be able to work a smartphone. Okay, she's in touch because she can work a smartphone. But that bitch is out there, man.
Yeah.
And she's one of those trying to outdo the outdoers.
Right.
As far as how far I can go.
You got people in there that are 80 years old. One guy was like 90 and he just died recently. That 90 years, he was around when segregation was still happening. You know what I mean? You can't have somebody going on the pulse of America going, this guy knows what's up. And he's going, marijuana will make you fuck the blacks. And you're like, whoa, Grampy, roll it back. You know, like, but you know, I'm just saying, that's the kind of shit these guys are doing. You know?
That's true, by the way.
Yeah.
So watch out.
Because you're like, no, this guy doesn't know shit about what a new generation wants. He's 90 fucking years old.
And that's exactly the point, though. I really do believe there should be a maximum age limit for politics.
Yeah, Bernie's definitely in the. He should not probably be up there. When he came out, well, I forget what he was talking about, but he had 2 Band-Aids on his head. Yeah. That was the funniest image ever.
Yeah.
Slipped in shower. Or
by the way, don't anybody take that clip of me yelling that and out of context and just loop it or some shit.
Oh shit! Well, I'll definitely do that.
No, because I was making a generalized statement about a group of people.
See, now you put it in my head.
No, don't you fucking do it.
I've got to cut it
Don't
out
do it.
and make a meme out of it.
Because no.
That's a promo for this episode.
Yeah, my life would be ruined if somebody took that out of context. I couldn't even get a job anymore.
Well, we can force it out of context.
Yeah.
What if I put "this is a joke" at the bottom?
No. the people can enjoy this episode and get what I was saying, and then enjoy.
Rewind it back,
Yeah.
and listen to it again because it's definitely worth hearing him say that.
Yeah.
Man. Anyways, let's listen to some music, and then we'll come back. What do you want to hear?
Well, the new Tool album comes out August
No.
31st.
No. Fuck.
It's streaming everywhere.
So
their whole catalog's available now.
So here's Undertow.
No, a local act.
Oh, local wise. Oh, Jesus.
Something that is not going to get us copyright.
All right, here's
Dude, I got 3130. I'm getting ready to do a pretty big show with them at Harry's Hideaway. They hired me to come in and do their sound.
We have them.
I think I've got something. I can find something.
Here's Elk followed by 3130.
Oh, wow.
El
welcome back to ZTO-Radio. We're going to listen to Ray talk about Tinder.
Yeah, a few years ago, about 2 years ago now, I was on Tinder, and I met a couple of women. But it's the same as any dating site. Like, I had the same problem with Plenty of Fish. People are just full of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like getting off to them is about the setup and then not any follow through. You know? So, like, you'll be talking to a lady. One time, one out of all five or six encounters that I had actually worked. And then I met the lady, and I'll tell you that story in a minute. But, so the most part, the other ones were flirting back and forth, talking about all the shit we liked, getting up to that point where you give each other your real phone numbers, then you text, and maybe for that night you text, and then you try texting the next day or a couple of days, and they're just like, oh, never mind, I've moved on. It's like the high for these people are the bullshit, not the actual meeting each other.
So this is crazy to me because I've been with my wife since MySpace.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So like there was a time where when I was with her and she was like, "You should get a Facebook page. MySpace is dead." And I'm like, "No, it will never be dead.
It lets me play music.
My page is so cool. Look at my page. You come to my page. Music's playing.
Yeah,
my music. I got a whole playlist there. You can just listen to music. Like I had it customized.
Yeah, me too.
And then now, have you tried to access your MySpace page?
I haven't even thought of it in like 10
Last time I tried to, I couldn't, and I was like, oh.
Right? Yeah. I couldn't remember my password either, so I just gave up.
Yeah, I couldn't remember my email that I used.
Well, I had band recordings on the different page.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I had all these blogs.
I had a lot of cool stuff on there. Yeah.
But
Bring
anyways,
it back.
so that's the one side is the bullshit. Then the one time I met somebody, we met up at this bar. I walk in, she's sitting down. I sit down, across from her. Hey, how's it going? We, because we knew our pictures were the same, so we looked similar. She looked a little older, but hey, I wasn't holding that against anybody. I was a little fatter in my photos, so I actually trimmed down a little. But anyways, I sat down and we were talking, and she had the worst laugh I've ever heard in my life. I mean, like the kind where you want to just go blow your eardrums out.
So let's go through the date. What did you order?
I ordered a Michelob Ultra.
Oh wow!
And I ordered her one as well. She was like, "That sounds good. I'll have one." So I did that. Right. Then we started talking, and we got into more politics, and she was saying crazy shit about how Jesus was amazing. Now, even though I had put on my thing that I wasn't into religion, she didn't seem to mind at the time, but it became a problem right off the bat. Like, because I'm pretty militant about not believing in stuff. I don't really care. But anyways, so that right off the bat was irking me and irking her. And then she had that terrible laugh. Then she got up. She's like, to use the restroom. She got up, and she was wearing these tight pants, and I could see the outline of her panties and stuff. And I was like, oh, she's kind of hot a little bit, right? And I'm like, all right. And then she came back. But that laugh, it kept getting me. Yeah. So the second time she went to the bathroom, I paid and just left. I just couldn't do it.
Right.
So
you like abandoned her.
I abandoned her.
Did she give you a review? Can you review people?
I think she blocked me on there, which was terrible. It's so awkward, guys, to go and sit across from somebody that you met on a fucking phone, and it just I'm like sitting there like there are like 5 girls in my life that I know that I like. What am I trying with this broad for? So I left.
Dude, did you ever meet somebody on Yahoo or AIM? AIM?
No, I was in those and I had talked to people. I don't know if you remember. So I would say, I'm into this band or whatever. But I never met physically somebody.
I met one girl one time on there. She came from like Bluffton, I think. But back then, all you had to go by was whatever that shitty profile was, and like one picture, Well, this
taken with a flip phone,
right?
Yeah, this girl rolls up to come pick me up, and I open the door, and she is the largest woman I've ever seen in my life. Now, I like big girls. Don't get me wrong. I like a big girl. Outside of my realm of possibility, I'm gonna be candid here. I could not fuck her. Not that I wouldn't try, but I couldn't. I know my potential. So basically, we were supposed to go hang out at a friend's house, and I told her when I got in the car, I immediately this is my plan. I went with. Now I was a much different person than I am now. I have been married for 10 years now. Good guy. Would never do this.
Did you say you're married to a good guy?
I'm married to a good guy. No, my wife is lovely. Thank you. But I told her this is just what I jumped into when I got in. The first thing I said, "Oh man, it's gonna be a long night because we're supposed to go to my friend's house." And I was like, "He's fighting with his dad." You know, so like I came up with this story right away of like, this is not going to go well. We're not going to go do anything. Had her go take me to get a pack of cigarettes because I needed some. Took her out there. I said, I'm just going to go down the driveway. You just at the end, and I'm going to go see if everything's cool because his dad's kind of, you know, and he might. You know, if we pull up there, I've seen him pull a gun out on people before. You know, like come up with this whole thing. So I go down there and I go in. And, you know, all my friends are there. I don't know if you were there or not. But I don't think you were. But I said, dude, I got myself in a fucked up situation. I'm like, I'm basically just wasting a couple minutes before I go out there and tell this girl that
you got to
that
go.
I'm gonna stay here with you and. She's got to go. Like, I forget exactly what I said, what the story was, but I felt like shit, like a shit bag. She tried to call me like the next day or something. And I was like, no, but that's something else.
Yeah.
You said you had another Tinder experience, another different?
Well,
girl?
this was Plenty of Fish. Yeah.
Oh, Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, I went and ducked in, met this girl for all of like 5 minutes, and then went up to the bar to get another beer and snuck out the side door. Got in my car and left.
Nope.
I just went, no. I'm not that lonely. I'm lonely. I'm a lonely guy. But
So basically, what you're saying is, if you guys can find somebody on the internet, they're probably guaranteed
for
train
sure.
wreck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you haven't met somebody fucked up on the internet, you haven't lived a life.
Yeah. I had some other crazy dates over the years from there, but I just don't care anymore. I'm just like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
I like to meet somebody somewhere neat, you know, or
like a library.
Like a library.
Like in an orchard in fall.
Yeah, you know, like every romantic comedy I've ever seen. Why can't I get one of those?
Like, here's one. You're in an office building, and
why don't you just go try to find yourself a good Amish girl?
Yeah, sturdy. Yeah. I drive by the Amish country every day, and I wonder how much their women are.
I remember
when you can find a big girl. She probably likes to read.
Yeah,
strong. You know? Probably fix your car.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, no, she couldn't fix my car. It's against her religion.
You'd keep her in the Shire. What do they call their
I don't know. We're going to call it the Shire.
The Amish Shire.
You got to keep her in the Shire. Heading into Kenton or Mordor is the Amish guy.
Well, we used to... I remember there was one time we were bored teenagers, and one of my buddies was like, hey, man, let's go out and drive around the Amish country, see if we can meet some Amish girls. I'm like, what the hell?
Fuck? Yeah, that's
what do you mean meet some Amish girls? We going to just roll up and take Amish girls?
Like, hey, what's this?
Catch them out on their bicycles.
Got one!
Yeah. Turns out this is magic. It's from Jesus.
It's from Jesus.
Yeah.
I think that we were teenagers, so we didn't have fancy cell phones to dash around.
I always forget.
But I think the plan was he thought he had a romantic idea that we were going to go out there and be like, hey, ladies, have you ever ridden in an automobile? And then they were going to be like cutting loose. Like he had this fantasy. I'm like, dude,
take their bonnets
they
off.
only wash themselves on Saturday. So, that's what I know of. I mean, if there's any Amish out there watching this, you shouldn't be doing it. But let us know. Do you only wash on Saturday? I don't know.
I guess if you're going to go tracking them down, Sunday or Monday is the day to do it.
Well, I was, I don't know if that's accurate, because I was in a Walmart recently here in Kenton on a Saturday, and a group of them were behind me. It was 95 degrees out.
Smelled pleasant.
And, yeah, they were ripe.
Well,
I don't think they had washed yet.
Could be a Saturday night event.
Oh, yeah. When the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down.
Now I'm picturing when the sun goes down, the Amish just really cut loose. It's like bongos and bats, They're really out there lighting candles.
I spit on myself. Just laughing.
Anyways, let's take a little break, listen to some music. We'll be right back.
We're going to listen to Slayers right in
Steady with your heartbeat. Warm lips, long legs.
All right. Well, here's welcome back. We're back again.
We're back.
I wanted to talk about the teachers that are fucking their students.
Man,
I always get in this argument with my wife.
Is that special education?
I get in this argument
More
with
of
my
a problem with homeschool kids.
I'm glad it's not happening in my house. The teachers the teachers that are fucking the kids. I get into this argument every time with my wife because I think that it's completely different when a male teacher fucks a teen girl and when a female teacher fucks a teen boy.
Yeah.
And I think I've told you before, like, because when those teen boys, I don't know how any female teacher that's fucking their male students is getting arrested. I mean, why are these guys confessing? Because every teen boy I knew was like, I would, I saw it. I saw my people in my class fucking flirt hard with, certain teachers. They would have fucked them.
Yeah.
But you never once see, like, teen girls, like,
I never had any teachers that I wanted to fuck.
Right.
Not one in my whole, like, high school career that I've ever met that I was like, ooh, boy, keep me after class. Mainly I was like, God damn, how are you married?
There was a couple of them at our school that got a lot of attention. But
I mean, you went to Upper, right?
Kenton.
Oh, you went to Kenton?
Kenton and High Point.
All right. Did you ever have any teachers you thought were hot?
No.
Yeah,
they were mostly
the elderly
old,
when I was
older dudes.
Yeah, right. Not my bag.
Right.
See, our school had a couple younger teachers or teachers' aides or whatever. And the one time, I remember this vividly because it was so weird. It was Halloween or whatever, and the English teacher for high school she was probably 25 or 26. But this one kid in my class was always flirting with her hard. He comes up to her, like, leans on the door next to her, and she's got a cow costume on with an udder, and he just starts playing with one of the nipples on this cow costume, and he's like, "What are you doing after class today?" And, like, if they would have had sex, I don't think that would have been a problem, because teen boys are hard-ons most of the time, from what I remember. I don't know. It just seems like a different crime because teen girls are all about romance and love, it seems like, right? Or more like they want to find a boyfriend. They're obsessed with boys, of course, but are they really corn dogs?
Are we allowed to say that, though, nowadays? I mean, in this era?
Allowed to say what?
That they're not as horny as boys are?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like, would women get mad at the thought of that? I don't know.
I think women are... They have a sex drive, definitely, but teen girls, do they?
I don't
to the amount that.
Well,
teen
I know
boys
from
do.
my experience when I was a teenager, it seemed like teen girls were horny, but I never got invited to any of those. So.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just an argument I always get into because I'm like that teacher, she's fucked, and she was doing a service to these kids, Like, I mean, why wouldn't it be? That's sexual education. She's teaching them how to please a woman.
Well, I'm pretty much with you, though, dude. It's like, if you read the same story, if it's a male teacher with a female student as opposed to a female teacher with a male student, one just reads a little more rapey than the other one does. Seriously.
Yeah,
when it's the male teacher, it definitely comes off as a
aggression,
taking advantage of.
Because the teen girl will be, he's a handsome young teacher, whatever. And he could just be like, boom, boom, boom. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Quotes that Growlin' Poe.
Yeah.
No.
That's not what the lady said. When it happens to the boy, you're like,
right.
Fuck yeah, guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why are you telling? I never get that part of it.
No one would ever have known.
No.
Well, usually if you read the stories, it's not Jimmy that told the police that I fucked my teacher. It's
It got around.
Jimmy's buddy who didn't get to fuck the teacher.
Right.
Who's like, fuck that.
This is wrong. I'm telling my mom.
Yeah, I mean, I think about all the like random rumors that were going around my school when I was, I was there, that were completely not true. About teachers sleeping with other teachers and all this stuff. That I can assume that all it would take is, of course, you're going to tell your buddy.
Right.
Like, you won't believe what happened to me.
There was one rumor about a teacher that I had that she was a lesbian, and that turned out to be true. So
Yeah, that happens sometimes. But
yeah, I'm just saying, like, years later, I was like, oh,
that makes more sense though.
yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah, there was all kinds of fucking crazy rumors around my school, so who knows what. I just think I think that it is different. I don't know. To me, I think it's more a predatory act when a male teacher has sex with a female student, and it's more of a gift to the teenager whenever the horny teenager, who's the horniest they're ever going to be, gets to have sex with. That's what they make pornos like that.
And some of these teachers,
You know,
they're
they
fucking
make-
her hot, like
Yeah.
real hot. It's ridiculous.
Right.
I'm like,
It's
how
like,
is she not
how the
getting
fuck
laid all the
can't
time?
she find a guy with a
Right.
good job
Yeah.
to take care of her ass?
That's
Why,
the thing. Of course,
why is she dicking down teenagers?
Yeah.
of course, she's socially a loser.
Well,
But
do you think these teachers though were the girls in high school who got passed over?
Oh, probably.
And now they're reliving their glory days because Chuck wants to fuck them, the high school quarterback.
Yeah.
You know.
probably. I don't know. It's a weird. It's
Yeah.
a weird area.
Here's a little non-point. No, no.
Let's go with some music, but definitely not non-point. We're going Jay-Z.
All right.
Yeah,
Blue
one-
album. Up next. Blueprint.
Hearts break, life start over. Time will change everything we've said. Words forgotten, misplaced. All we found. Hearts break. Life start over. Time will change everything. Sunsets, the sky becomes dark. The moon shines through the night. We've wished while stars were falling. We've caught morning light. Hearts break. Life start over. Time will change everything.
Welcome back. We're back again.
We're back.
I wanted to do the thing I was talking to you about on online the other day, where Hardin County is the sort of place where.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like a little fun game.
Yeah, so we'll bring Mark up on it.
I told you about it.
Okay.
Hardin County is the sort of place where, and this is the one this is where it came from. I was driving down the road, and I saw, I'm just going to work, or no, I'm leaving work, and there's this guy. He's got the dirt tan, like he doesn't ever wear anything but like cut off jean shorts most of the time. So he's got dirt baked into him, running his top speed. He's 60 years old. He's got like a hemp necklace, barefoot, carrying his shoes. I slow my car down to like look at this, like, is he running from the police station? Because he looked like the sort of dude who'd be running from the police station. So I thought about it, and I was like, Hardin County is the sort of place where a guy can run down the street not wearing his shoes, carrying his shoes, and no one even acts like it's anything.
Right.
So what do you say?
Hardin County is the kind of place where old people, instead of mall walking, they cemetery walk. I saw that the other day. I swear to God, I was driving by that big cemetery here in Kenton, and I watched people walking in step, checking their pulse.
Oh, they do that. Yeah.
Through the graveyard, and I was like, "Isn't that a little insulting?"
Yeah. Did you have one?
I did, dude. Hardin County's the kind of place where you could fill all the potholes with horse shit.
That's true. That would be a good use of it. You could just
Just kind of start filling it in.
I don't think I've ever lived in a town that just goes, "Yes, allow your animals to shit all over. We do not care. We don't have crews or nothing."
They're supposed to take care of it, I think, but they do not.
They do not. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been embarrassed where I've had friends from out of town come in town and go, "Why are there big piles of shit all over the place coming to your house?" And I just say,
paving the
there's
way.
a lot of large men out there. They just can't hold it. It's good food out here.
Here's one. Hardin County is the sort of place where if you don't want it anymore, just leave it by the side of the road. Somebody will come pick it up. Most of the times, if I just do that, if I'm like, I'll just set it by the edge of the street. Maybe I've did it with play
Playboys?
sets, whatever. Playboys, yeah. Playboys. I had a whole bunch of Playboys. I put them by the street. No, you find those in the woods.
Ah, that's right.
Did you ever find Playboys in the woods?
Also in an abandoned drainage tunnel.
Did you ever find like Playboys in the wild?
Yeah.
No, but you've told me your story about finding a case of them.
Man, seems like everybody used to find it. I've heard so many people say they found it like out in the middle of nowhere.
We're just riding our bikes through this drainage tunnel, and I was like, "Is that a Playboy?" It was just sitting there, like some old transient had been like coming through it, getting one off. And I was like, "Oh, the trains are coming!" And he threw it down and left.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but they're probably, if you find porn, don't spend much time with it. It's probably been. I remember though finding like over in the Dunkirk park, they have this tank, and they
I used to climb up inside that thing to play.
They blocked that off, I believe, because somebody broke glass inside of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but they fucking we went up there one time and there was just one sheet from a porno magazine, like the ads, and we just looked at it forever. We're like, what the fuck, because we were like 9 and we found like, what the fuck's a butt plug?
Yeah. I one time found a crumpled picture. We were walking through this path in the woods, and it was just there in the weeds, and I thought it was an ad, and I opened it up, and it was a Playboy centerfold. Like somebody had ripped it out. And I opened it up, and I probably was 7 or 8. Maybe we were over by this apartment complex area that we lived in, and it had this park, and it had woods, and that's where it was. And I opened it up, but I remember thinking, this is how naive I was. I had never seen a naked woman, right, in my life. And I'm looking at this thing, and I was like, why are they covering her important part up with hair? I thought they did that like an editing thing. Yeah.
The brown fuzzy bar.
Yeah, like I wanted to see what was there, and I can't see it because they've covered it with hair. I go, why would they do that? My friend's like, I don't know, it's weird. I never thought of it. I never even seen something like that. It's just weird that you would think that that's... And I went, well, I'm just saying, I don't know. Like, is that a normal editing technique, or I fold it up, I put it in my pocket, and I have that.
It's
thing
like
for
the
a long
Snapchat
time.
filter, just adds hair.
Yeah, exactly right. And I was just like, man, they really don't want me to see what's going on down there.
Dude, the first time I ever saw...
and I thought that until I was 21.
The first time I ever saw a porno tape, it was like 2 guys on 1 girl. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, it's like, rotisserie, I believe they call it.
It was on some VHS tape. The dude popped it in, and I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
Like, seeing that as the first kind of shit like that you see, you're like, well, I swear to God, it felt like I fucking went into a different realm or whatever. I was like, I don't even know people did this. Kind of thing.
If you think back on it too, this is how weird it is. Because now kids, they all have their own personal cell phones, so they get to experience it by themselves. But I remember the first porn I saw too, group of guys. I walked in, I was probably like 10 or 11. And I walked into my friend's house like, we got a porn, look, and this guy's just railing this chick, and all my friends are like this, just and it's sitting there with their legs flapping, like, and I was like, I go, this seems weird that we're all watching it together, and my friend's like, why? And I'm like, why? Because it's something that I'd want to fap to. That's why. I mean, I don't want you guys around for that.
I gotta go to the bathroom, guys.
Yeah.
The first one I seen was back in the vintage porn era, where the porns were actually still stories.
Oh yeah, man.
And it was this fucking one about it was some Boy Scout troop broke down in the mountains, and these women in there were vampires. This dude's getting a blowjob, and he's like, you make it disappear. And then before she winds up biting his dick off, fucking bleeds to death off to the side. I was like, what the fuck?
I will say though, watching one at a young age though, it kind of helped me as a human being, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of guys, I think they get exposed to it way later, maybe, or maybe not nowadays. I don't know, but in our age group, and so they're always like, I've got the biggest dick around. My dick is huge. And I was always like, man, I watch porn. My dick ain't nothing. And so I was always more comfortable with my own ween because I was like, hey, I can't compare to any of those guys, so we'll just have to deal with it. But I think it helped me, stifle my myself. Like, I think that it made me grow as a person. Just made me humble.
Well, your dick wasn't going to grow. At least your personality.
Right,
did.
Exactly. It made me go, man, I'm never going to be able to compete with John Holmes.
Especially when you're that
Have you ever
little.
seen John Holmes, a John Holmes movie?
Oh, yeah.
What am I supposed to say to that?
I saw Ron Jeremy suck his own dick.
Jeremy. Yeah.
That fucked me up. He did that in a movie. One, like you said, Ron Jeremy was in those old 70s shit.
With the stories.
At one point, he's like, hey, look at this. And he just fucking... And I'm like, Ronathan.
Yeah.
Get it together.
It made me go, all right. Hey, some guys got it, some guys don't.
The best thing about Ron Jeremy porn, have you ever seen one?
Yeah, several.
Have you seen the ending?
The countdown?
That's the best.
I laugh every time.
What's he do? Like 10.
He's like 10,
9,
8. And there's even a part where he'll stop and wipe his forehead.
Yeah.
7.
Blast off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Oh man,
I can't believe that. It's such an anomaly that he became a big porn star, because
he's like a huge celebrity. Like nobody, and at least in our age group, doesn't know who Ron Jeremy is, because he's been in real shit too.
Yeah.
But if he were getting started today, instead of, dude, he's kind of a fucking ugly motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah.
They'd be like, dude.
Yeah,
just
go. He could be like, well, what about this? They'd be like, well, we're that's impressive. Don't get us wrong.
We've got other guys.
Yeah, we've got guys though that there were ladies and now they're guys and they've got even bigger dicks than you. So. I'm just saying, that's what's going on.
Oh fuck!
But at any rate, it's just thinking back on it now how hard I had to try to acquire stuff like that, and now it's just that kids are just like, oh, porn, but I think I had to have free.
I had to have a fucking skill,
yeah,
because we had one of those old style satellite dishes that were the big ass motherfucker. That just you'd have to type in a code and fucking
Yeah.
and you could get there was blocked porn channels. Like my dad had bought them, but he put a block on them. And you could get around that. You just have to go like to the channel next to that and like move the satellite just a little bit. Get as close as you can, and then bing, it'll just pop on.
Nice.
You'll be like on the brink of like if you hit it over one more centimeter, it'll be in the blocked zone. But you can sneak it in there. But you had to really have a code and a way with and who knows what would be playing on it because it was like Spice or whatever the fuck that shit was back in the day.
I mean, I remember buying used porno tapes off of people that I went to school with. They would be like, dude, you got $10? I'll sell this porno to you. And it didn't even have a name on it anymore. It would just be ripped off label.
That's what you wanted.
You know, right?
You remember when Porterhouse down here was selling porno out of the fucking drive-through?
Yeah.
You could get like 2 or 3 DVDs for like $5 or so.
Right?
Yeah,
I need a case of Natty Light and suck me off 5.
I used to buy
Which one do you want? Just grab one. Who cares?
when the smoke shop was still open. I used to go down there and buy porno magazines sometimes, just for the nostalgia. You know, like they had a
it wasn't to jack off to. It was
just to like reminisce. No, it was to jack off to. They had like
nostalgic.
Think about I was just looking at their magazine rack one day because they had Fangoria on there and stuff. And I walk around the other side. I'm like, oh, voluptuous. That's for me.
That's for me.
That's for me. $8. That's for me.
That's reasonable.
That's for me. And then the funniest thing was I was with one of our friends there one day, and I'm like, I'm getting a fucking voluptuous. I went over there and grabbed me, and he's like, they got porno magazines over there, and I was like, yeah. And he went over there and got a 40 over 40 or something like that. And the funny thing was, like, the woman that was there
was over 40.
Like over 40, and I think he went, "How you doing?"
Yes.
Oh, hilarious.
That's how you play it, though.
Yeah.
I was at a porno shop not too long ago. Yeah. I'll tell you, I got there. I was riding with some people to a concert, and we were coming back, and they were like, "We're stopping here because they sell glassware for bombs."
Oh. Okay.
And I went, "Oh, okay." But then I started looking at all the crazy shit, you know.
Well, yeah, you would have to.
So I started yelling across to them. I'm like, "Hey guys, how much do you think this fake pussy would be? Do you think it would be a lot of money? Because it's pretty nice. It's got velvet on it."
The last time I was in one of those places,
it was so much fun.
They had a full-size woman that you could just buy and fuck at your house.
Yeah, that was the kind. They had like,
and they had an opening. They had an opening where you could reach up and feel what the inside felt like.
Yeah, but they had a lot of. I was just yelling these weird things, but what I meant to tell you was, I'm yelling all this crazy shit, but I don't see who's behind the counter. I get around there.
Willie Nelson.
No, the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life ever. And she's like, "Oh, are you having fun?" I'm like, "I'm having a very good time." I like sex shops. They're pretty cool. It's like Disneyland for my wiener. And then she was like, "Do you want to look at some glassware stuff too?" And I'm like, "No, I'm serious. I want to know how much these things are that I fuck over here." They're $300, just so you guys know.
Oh my god.
Those were the low end.
Dude,
they go up to
Jesus
$500.
Christ.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Jackass movie where Johnny Knoxville bought a gay one of those things you fuck?
No.
He bought, I think it was in the movie, in the first one. He bought, it was like it had a dick on it and a butthole, and you fuck it. He bought it, and then he brought it back, but he had blood. He had put blood all over it, and he's like, "It cut my dick. Something inside of it cut my dick." I'm just saying, if I could get a refund. There's something in there that you could stick your hand up there and feel. It's a little.
Oh my god! I bet they get screwed with so hard. They're fun people though.
I heard they were gonna make another movie.
Jackass?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who knows?
They need. It's like that time. It's been about 10 years.
Yeah.
People are running out of money.
They're going to start breaking their hips.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're like, we need to do one more and I'll make another $1 million.
No, they're going to do them till they're dead. Johnny, it'll be like, "I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass." And then
Breathing all hard.
Then he just gets blown up by dynamite.
Yeah, right.
By then, it'll just be somebody pinching their oxygen.
Right? The music kicks on and they're like, eh.
Just take their hose and pinch it, wait till they turn blue, and give it back to them.
Yeah.
Give them the wrong diabetes medicine. Anyways, that should probably do it for the episode. I think we've wrapped it up.
All right.
Mark, thanks for letting us do this.
Yeah,
here.
thanks, man.
Yeah, check him out on Facebook, Split Wig Entertainment.
Yeah.
And you can hire him. He'll come. If you pay him money, he'll come to you, but pay him money.
Yeah. We want to be very
a-
specific here. He's running a business.
It's not even a lot of money, but
Yeah.
Yeah. It's reasonable pricing, but you just got to pay him. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. There's been a lot of stories I've heard. I just know that I wouldn't want to not pay him. That's that's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. You guys have a wonderful day, evening, night, all that.
Up
shit.
next is Life on Mars by David Bowie.
Sure. Sure.
You are listening to ZTO-Radio.